Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Man found dead at Sizzla's Judgment Yard in Augustown. A man said to be a bodyguard of iconic reggae act Sizzla was shot to death in Judgment Yard in Augustown, St. Andrew on Sunday night. Up to publication time, the man, who is also said to be an artist, who goes by the stage name Culture, was still unidentified. Efforts to speak with Sizzla has so far proven futile. Police reported that they were called to Judgment Yard, which is one of Sizzla's residences, where the man's body was seen. It was later removed from the area and taken to the morgue. The St. Andrew Central Police said they are unable to confirm if the man was a bodyguard of Sizzla. At least 11 spent shells were found at the scene of the shooting, the police said. The police said several efforts to contact Sizzla, who was not at the Judgment Yard, have not borne any fruit as his numbers rings without answer. DPP rules cop to be charged for infant death in car. The Jamaica Constabulary Force should charge the St. Elizabeth police sergeant, whose 12-month-old daughter died after she was being locked in his car, the Director of Public Prosecutions DPP has recommended. DPP Paul Lewin handed down the ruling last week. The file has been submitted to the Office of the Commissioner of Police. The policeman, Detective Sergeant Sheldon Dobson, who is attached to the Black River Police Station in St. Elizabeth, reportedly forgot his daughter in his car in January on the station compound between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. The infant, who was found in the vehicle unconscious, was rushed to the Black River Hospital, where she was pronounced dead during treatment. Dobson was expected to take the child to the daycare, but went to work. Both the child's parents are reportedly employed to the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF and are stationed in the parish. Persons close to the family, says Dobson, would not have deliberately or recklessly left his daughter in the car. He is too much of a good father to do that, said a family friend. During the family's ordeal, members of the community said that it would have been the child's third day at daycare. Her grandmother, who would have been the one taking care of her under normal circumstances, had fallen ill, causing the parents to have the child enrolled in daycare. I know people are going to say, she is a child and how could he forget? But sometimes, even your phone in your hand and you are looking for it, said a family member. Two held after shotgun seized in St. James. Two people have been taken into custody for questioning in connection with the seizure of a shotgun in the parish of St. James on Saturday morning. Two 12-gauge cartridges were also seized. Reports are that members of the security forces conducted a targeted raid in Granville, St. James, during which the weapon was seized. The St. James police are investigating the incident. Indicom probing fatal shooting during security operation in St. James. The Independent Commission of Investigation, Indicom, has launched a probe into Friday's night fatal shooting of a man during a confrontation with members of the security forces in St. James. An illegal Glock pistol and 7 rounds of ammunition were reportedly seized during the operation. The deceased has been identified as Donovan Samuels, otherwise called Pinchers, of a St. James address. Reports are that about 9 p.m., the security forces were on foot patrol in the Earl Drive area of Albion in St. James when the incident occurred. Denby High teacher dies. The Denby High School in Clarendon has been plunged into mourning following the passing of social studies and English literature teacher Everton Aniki. Everton fell ill sometime last week, reporters understand. Past students and friends have been paying tribute on social media. Everton is the 12th educator to have died since May 11. Person of interest in killing of mom, 4 children held in Trelawney. The person of interest in the savage killing of a Clarendon mother and her 4 children is now in the custody of the Trelawney police. 23-year-old Russian Barnett, believed to be the cousin of the deceased, was held in the Northwest Jamaica Parish Tuesday evening. Kimisha Wright and her 4 children, 15-year-old Kamina Smith, 10-year-old Shimaru Smith, 5-year-old Kafana Smith, all girls, and her 23-month-old son, Shane Henry, were found with their throats slashed on Tuesday morning at their home in Chapelton, Clarendon. The mass killing sent shockwaves across the country. Savagery. Some children at Below All Age School suffered fainting spell on hearing that two of their schoolmates, 10-year-old Shamari Smith and her 5-year-old sister Kafana, were among the family of 5 whose bodies were found with their throats slashed on Tuesday morning at their home at Cocopies in quiet community of Chapelton, Clarendon. Principal Nadine Gayle Little said the tragedy is having an overwhelming impact on students and administrators. In fact, school postponed the second day of end-of-year examinations. We saw our students fainting one after the other, asthma attack, panic attacks. We had to be giving first aid. We had to be physically supporting them. Their legs just could not sustain them, Gayle Little told reporters hours after the news of the savagery emerged. I am impressed also that young children at their age, or especially at the grade 4, 5, and 6 levels, we would see the students taking on the role of supporting each other, Gayle Little told reporters after a prayer session with representatives from the Jamaica Teachers Association, Education Ministry, Child Protection and Family Services Agency, and educators from other schools. Some had to be fanning, some had to be holding up others, even while they were sitting on a chair, because they were overwhelmed with grief. The babies too were traumatized. There was just a ripple effect, one after the other, she added. The other deceased have been identified as siblings 15-year-old Kimani Smith and 23-month-old Kishane Henry, along with their mother, who is said to be in her 30s. According to the Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, who was at the scene about 7:50 a.m., police were alerted that a family member went to a house and found the mother and her children dead. The team immediately went down there to see what was happening because this is unusual for this community. This is not a place where you have a lot of violence in Clarendon, he said, noting that the 5 appeared to have been killed with sharp implements. The Constabulary Information Arm, the Corporate Communications Unit, named 23-year-old Russian Barrett, otherwise called Jet, or Nick, as person of interest in the matter. The murder is resulted in heavy build-up of traffic in the community, which was not cleared until midday, as commuters, residents, and family members looked on in sadness. Loud cries were heard from the crowd each time one of the bodies was removed from the house by undertakers. The father of the 23-month-old, who is also a soldier, was observed from being consoled by his colleagues, while Kimisha's mother, Gwendolyn Wright McKnight, cried profusely. Everybody dead in the house, my one daughter, my grandchildren, me can't manage it. Wright McKnight cried repeatedly as she was comforted by Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams. The Education Minister expressed shock at the incident. I'm speechless. I am without words right now as to what happened here this morning. How could anyone contemplate killing 4 children and a mother, including a baby? She said. The whole community is in mourning. I was with the mother for a while, and once I got here, her grief and her sorrow, you could feel it. It is horrible. This is not the Jamaica that we want, and we have to send a very strong message to those who contemplate and then do these brutal acts on our children, she said. The children's uncle, who had discovered their bodies about 7:30 a.m., said, "To tell you the truth, me just know me go in and stumble upon somebody. My little niece and nephew. I didn't even see the mother because she did under the bed." The great-granduncle of the 23-month-old said that he was in shock. "Me out here from morning. Me can't even cry. Such a little boy. When him see me, him always bump me fist," he said. Kimisha's brother, 32-year-old Oral O'Brien Riley, said he had heard that the man had been sought by the police was upset with his sister about an issue. Residents described Kimisha, who was affectionately called Reds, and the children as good people. "Me ball, me ball, me ball. From me yard, come straight up here. Kimisha usually work with my niece. She's a very nice lady. As they said Reds, she just laughed," one resident reported. Another said the mother was a good girl, her children are really bright, so ambitious, was looking forward to them to be a nurse and doctor. Prime Minister Andrew Holness stated that he is devastated to learn of the gruesome killing of Kimisha Wright and her 4 children in Clarendon.
I just landed in the United Kingdom, where I was greeted with this terrible news. I'm certain that all Jamaica is grieving. I'm certain that all Jamaica is horrified and upset at this gruesome murder. It is the most gruesome crime that I can recall in recent times. The murder of a young woman and her 4 children. It is heartbreaking, heartrending. This kind of violence cannot be allowed to continue without a response, without action on the part of the government. The police commissioner and the Minister of National Security have both assured me that they have put all the resources in place to ensure that the perpetrator is caught. Already they have a suspect, a person of interest, and they have already good leads in capturing that person. You know, this kind of murder, this kind of gruesome killing shows the lack of respect and dignity and sanctity of life. It really shows how violence, the ultimate violence, that of taking life, has become entrenched in our society.
This is not just a domestic dispute. This murder represents an attack on our civility, an attack on our sensibilities, and it is an attack on our nation. The police, the Minister of National Security, has assured me that they are going to be putting all the resources into ensuring that the perpetrator is caught and brought to justice. I want to express my deep sympathies to the family of young Kimisha and her children, and to let them know that the entire nation is praying for them and surrounding them with love and support. I think this is a point where all Jamaicans should reflect on the level of violence in the society and how we have come to normalize violence, and that each and every one of us, how we rear our children, how we interact with each other, how we conduct our social transactions, we must all turn away from violence as a means of resolving disputes and conflicts.
Chris Gayle to assist Jamaica's tourism promotion in the Asian market. The Minister of Tourism says it intends to capitalize on the popularity of explosive West Indies and Jamaican opener batsman turned reggae artist Chris Gayle in making inroads in the huge but untapped Asian market. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett said that Gayle, being one of only 4 players to have scored 2 triple centuries in Test cricket, has not only made a name for himself on the world stage, but has emerged as an iconic figure and one of the most well-known sportsmen throughout all of Asia. Chris Gayle is certainly a huge asset to Jamaica and a central figure in the engagement of Asians, particularly Indians, Bartlett said. When you call his name in India, it is magic. So whatever important values he brings to this engagement, however, it can enhance Jamaica's presence in that market. That is something we are not about to pass on, he said. I just want to say that Asia is the next frontier for us, and we have already started working in India, and we have an agent in India. We will be calling on Chris, as we know that he's an icon in the cricket space in that beautiful country, he added. The tourism minister said that Asia, including the Middle East, is one of the newest markets that the Jamaica Tourist Board, JTB, has been pursuing, adding that we will not be shying away using some of our iconic weapons such as Chris Gayle to assist us with our marketing. It is something we have at our disposal, something that few of our competitors have, global stars with huge international followers. Chris Gayle's venture into music and the fact that Asia is one of his main target markets can only mean great things for our music, culture and tourism, the minister noted. The Asian market has been growing exponentially and has taken renewed interest. The largest continent in the world with a population of 4.5 billion people, Asia is diversely rich in people, culture and resources. The technological boom, the decline in poverty, and the rise in income levels has made the Asian market attractive. Bartlett's endorsement of Gayle, who now plays most T20 cricket, comes at a time when the self-styled Universal Boss will be a feature act on a compilation album titled The Tropical House Cruise to Jamaica, the Asian Edition. The album, which will be promoted heavily in Asia, is set for release on June 24 and features international acts such as R&B singer Jason, King, Alistair, Lady Marco, Gentle Morgan Heritage, Sacha Didon, Rapper Redman, and Lawrence Hill. For his part, Gayle, in a recent interview at the release of his new single, Gimme Your Love, said he is not only thrilled to be making the transition from cricket to music, but feels the foray into East Asia's market is a win-win for both himself and Jamaica. I am so excited about the new single and to be featured with these great icons on this equally exciting new album. It is true that I have a name and a huge following in Asia, having done very well in the Indian Premier League over the years. Not only will this album be promoting our music in Asia, but will also be pushing the Jamaican brand, and which will make it easier to market our tourism product, he said. Meanwhile, multi-award winner producer Sean Contractor Edwards said that Gayle's association with the album will guarantee huge record sales in the Asian marketplace and provide a major boost for the local tourism industry. Tammy Chin and Wayne Marshall welcomed their baby girl. Tammy Chin and husband Wayne Marshall have welcomed their fourth child, and only daughter Ivy Arrow Mitchell expressing joy at her arrival. Tammy Chin shared the amazing news in an Instagram post with adorable photos of her sons holding the newest addition to the family. Our littlest love has come earthside. We are all overjoyed at her arrival and looking forward to this next beautiful chapter, she captioned the photos, adding that the baby was born on June 16, 2022. Her post was immediately flooded with congratulatory messages from followers. It's going to be a beautiful ride. I am welcome earthside, beauty queen, Yandy Phillips wrote. Oh my, congrats guys, Camilla McDonough commented. Literally crying congratulations, media personality Debbie Burson said. In January of this year, the couple announced that they were expecting their fourth child together via their popular YouTube channel, Meet the Mitchells. That exciting news was topped in February when they shared that they were expecting a girl. And just like that, our world got turned upside down in the best way possible. We can't wait to meet our littlest love, our daughter. Tammy captioned a photo on Instagram of her family holding up pink balloons. The couple has 3 boys together, with the youngest born in January 2019, but had also expressed their hope for a daughter. Wayne has an older son from a previous relationship. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.